Hello there, 585ers. I am preparing this video for you today to help you build your YouTube channel and account. Both of these are very powerful tools to use in the Ubiquitous Classroom, where your students can hear and see your teaching in a different way. Building a YouTube channel is very simple, but it requires a lot of careful attention to what you're doing to avoid the traps that YouTube has, especially as an educator. As you can see from looking at this screen that I've got up here, there is appropriate, inappropriate, all across the board stuff here. So what I want to do is I'm literally going to walk you through the entire process from creating the account to creating the channel, and turning things on and off, showing you how you set it up so that it becomes a safe environment for your instruction. So the first thing I'm going to do is when I go to YouTube, which is www.youtube.com, I must remember that YouTube is owned by Google. And so everything that we're going to be working with here is within the Google world. So when I go to click on sign in, if I already have a Google account, it basically says, well, which one of these accounts do you want to use? I'm going to say, I don't want to use any of these. I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to say, create a new account. Right here. Now, I'm going to give it my name. And by the way, you can't fake this. In other words, you can't put University Louisville or something like that. So just put your name in there. Now, down here where it says your current email address, if you already have a Gmail account that is not affiliated with the YouTube account, you can go ahead and use it here. I'm going to go ahead and work on the premise that I don't have a Gmail account and I would like to create a new one. It also helps me because I can define the Gmail account as to what it is that I'm about. So I'm going to say I'd like to create a new Gmail account. And now I'm going to put in a name for that. So I'm going to say EDAP585 Fall 2014. Now you can say to me, boy, that seems like an awfully big name. And I agree with you. But I'm just doing this to show you. I could also do, and I probably have used it already, something like Swan Class or EDAP 585 F 2014 or F14. But pretty much I try to make the name a descriptor of what I'm using this for. So if I were you, I would put something like Swan Math or Swan Instructional Technology, Swan Language Arts. When I click down here where it says create a password, this is then going to check and see if this is available. Watch. Okay. So the fact it hasn't barked at me and said, hey, there's somebody out there already with this name, I know I'm good to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I write it down somewhere, because the last thing you want to do is to lose the name of your Gmail account. And as I said, don't worry about it being a fairly long name, because all you're basically using it for is in your creation. Same thing with your password. Make sure it's a password that you'll remember. Now see, it tells me, sorry, your password is too short. So I'm going to go ahead and use one that I know will be perfect for this. As you can see, it says, nice strong password. Again, this password is nobody's business but your own. Down here, you need to tell it your birthday. So I'm going to go in here and tell it my birthday. Again, this isn't information you need to worry about. I'm going to tell it that I'm a male, obviously. Cell phone. Now, people worry about giving up their cell phones to Google. I have found this is really nice. If I have lost something, like the password or even the name, then I can have the fact that my cell phone is on record. They can find me. You don't get anything from it. So now I'm going to put in here what my current email. Again, this is an email that can be used to locate the information about what your account name was and password in case you lose it. So I'm not afraid to do this. I've done it on every single one of my channels, and as you saw, I've got quite a few of them. Now, if you can't read this, and thank goodness the CAPTCHAs that Google uses are easy to read, you can have it verification by phone. You know, the blind man can read it, so I think most everybody can read these. Location, well, we're in the United States, and I agree to the Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy. Go back and check everything. Pretty much at this point, it's your name. Pretty much at this point, it has told you whether or not you can use this as your account name, your Gmail account name now, not your YouTube account. Here's my password I've created. Here's the fact that I'm proving that I'm a, adult. Told it my male, my gender. Here's my phone. I strongly suggest you do let it have your phone, and I strongly suggest that you put in a current email address. And then, of course, here's your CAPTCHA that I put in. Okay, so I'm going to say next step. Now, if something goes wrong, it'll, of course, take you right back and show you what's wrong. Now, this is really important. As you can see here, it's trying to give me a Google Plus account. I think the jury is still out on Google Plus. You just don't see it used very much. And so at this point, what am I going to do? I'm going to say no thank you. So it basically reiterates what my new email is. And it tells me, good job, you've done everything that you're supposed to do. Now I'm going to let you go back to the land of the YouTube. And so I'm going to click on that. And here we are. Now, at this point, if you'll look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice there's a little box up here with sort of a generic little icon. Let's click on that and see what we have. So when we look here, you can basically see there's that Gmail address that we created. Notice also there's a place to put a picture in. We'll come back to that in just a minute because that stays there. This is called Creator Studio. We'll come back to that in a minute. But here's where we want to start. YouTube settings. Now when I click on that, it takes me into all this information about the YouTube account that I've created. Underneath the name, there's a link there that says, this is your account information. And there's really nothing here because if we go back, it's now waiting for us to create the channel. Now, let me back up and show you that again so you're with me. So at this point, what it's basically saying is, hey, you've got a YouTube account. Congratulations. I click on the little icon over here. I look for the gear. I click on the gear. It then shows me that here's your account information. Now, this is where we start building it. I'm going to create a channel. And I want a YouTube channel. And it's basically double checking. It says, yeah, is this really you? Yes, this is really me. You notice it says again up here that I can add a photo if I want to. If I do that, it's a very straightforward thing. But let's come back to that in a minute. So I'm going to say, sure, I'm good. There's my channel. Pretty straightforward, huh? Now, if you'll notice, once again, we're dealing with an area here that is allowing me to change things. I can click on the pencil and I can change my edit art. I can change my channel art, which we'll do in a minute. I can go over here to where my little icon is, and I can click on that, and it'll let me change the picture that goes right up here. But what I'm really concerned about at this point is I'm going to go back in to my little icon up here, and I'm going to click on the gears again where it says YouTube settings, and I'm going to click on the link underneath here that says advanced. Now, this is one of the most important things that you can do with your YouTube account. As you can see, this is the name of my YouTube channel as it exists. So if I were to try to tell somebody where to go find my YouTube channel, I would say, oh, not a problem. I'm located at http://www.youtube.com/channel/UCIFGKJKXRHHOSKS. You get the idea. It's impossible. But if I click right here where it says create custom URL, it says once you've created this, it cannot be changed. So now I can actually give it a true name. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to say EDAP585. Okay? Your channel URL can only contain letters and numbers. Mine does. EDAP585. Now, I'm going to warn you, I may have done this before and it may kick me out, and that's okay. So I'm going to say create channel URL. By the way, when I say it may kick me out, there may be a channel out there I've created because I've done this a million times. That's called EDAP585. What I would probably suggest that you call it, and let's go ahead and do that. Let's call it Swan IT. Or if I were teaching math, Swan Math. Or if I wanted to have a specific focus to it, it might be Swan 12 Lit for 12th grade Lit. You get the idea. Play around with the title. So I'm going to go ahead and leave mine at Swan EDAP585. And I'm going to say create a course URL. And if you look up here, it has now said, from now on, this gobbledygook that normally appears up here is now going to be this right here. http://www.youtube.com/user/SwanEDAP585. Now that's easy to remember. And that's easy to pass along to other people. It's not hard. Be aware, though, that once we've done this, we're now done. You can't click on advanced again here and go back in. It won't let you do it. Okay? So you have to kind of be careful. Take your time. Think about what you want to call the thing. And do that. But boy, once you do, then all of a sudden, the ability to bring people to your channel is very easy. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link that takes me to that channel now. And here I am, once again. And I'll double check. Oh, look at this. Up here, the URL is actually now reflecting the name of my channel. Isn't that cool? I actually now have a piece of the internet that belongs to me. And what's even more important, it's a piece of YouTube that belongs to me. Alright, let's go change some things before we even worry about videos and all of that. Even worry about art and all that. Let's go look at other things first. So what I'm going to do is right up here where it says YouTube, there's a little drop down box. And I'm going to click on that drop down box, and one of the tabs that comes up says Channels. And it pops up and it says this channel doesn't feature any other channels. Well, yes, my channel, sorry. Okay, I meant to click on my channel. Now, what we have here is all of the different information that we're going to need to know about this channel. But I want to start with something that's really simple. Now watch this. If I go over here to history, now let me make sure, because I kind of lost you back there and I apologize. I shouldn't have clicked on channels. I'm at home, and you see here where it says history. I'm going to click on that. One of the things that gets us in trouble is Google looks at what our searches are about on YouTube, and then that's one of the ways it feeds these recommendations, suggested videos to watch, etc. Now what's nice about it is I can really limit that. Watch. I'm going to clear all search history. Now at the present time I really don't have any, but that's okay. I'm just basically making sure I'm wiping it out, so I can just clear it. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to pause search history. Now what I've just done is I've told it that I no longer want it to give me recommendations based upon my watch history, search history. It basically now says, okay, you don't have anything. And what I've done is I've told Google, hey, don't look at my watch history anymore in terms of my channel. So there's nothing for it to go look for. That is a really powerful little tool to have. So I'm going to pause at this point so you can kind of get yourself settled in. You have created a new Gmail account. You named your Gmail account something that is appropriate for what you do. You have created through that account a YouTube account, and you have changed your YouTube address so that it reflects what it is that you want to do. Let's make sure we've got all that, and then I'll be right back and we're going to pick up with doing even more things to your channel to make it secure and safe for your students to use. Okay, we're back. I hope you used the time to go out and create that channel. And now we're looking at the channel, and the first thing we did here was we went into history and we basically told YouTube that we don't want it to track us through any watch history that might be associated with our channel. And the reason why we did that, after we cleared the watch history, search history, we basically have now said we don't want the information that I use watching any other videos as I'm using this channel. It no longer will come into play when I go back and start uploading videos. It won't be at the end, etc. So let's now go back and really get under the hood of our amazing, powerful tool that we've just created. So let's go up here, and I've clicked on my channel, and I've now clicked on Video Manager. We've now raised the hood of this YouTube channel, and we are going to really climb around inside of here. Look what's over here. Again, there's our search history. As you can see, we've got it all paused, and the search history is empty, so we're in good shape. Our videos, we don't have any. And we'll show you how to set those so they work well for you. Let's come down here to where it says Channel. And look at all the things now that open up once we click on Channel. As you can see here, there are some things here that are about what we do, and there are some things here that we don't want to be involved with. So let's look at those real fast. First of all, it's saying that it can verify who I am, and it does that through sending you a code, and it's going to send that to your phone. I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to waste your time with that, but that's a very good idea to do. You do not want to turn on monetization. You're not going to turn this channel into a business making, but you are going to want to turn on longer videos. Upload videos longer than 15 minutes. So I'm going to click on Enable, and I'm going to have it text me the verification code. And I'm going to tell it that my phone number is the following. So I've given it my phone number, and I'm going to say submit. And you probably will hear my phone here in a second as it gets the text message from them. There it is. And I'm going to put in my verification code that they just sent me. And I'm going to submit it. So what I've done is I now can do longer videos. Notice also you can do things like it'll do external annotations. We're going to talk about this more in class. Custom thumbnails. We don't want paid subscriptions, obviously, unless you all plan on becoming the next Khan Academy. And you really want to be able to have unlisted and private videos. We'll talk about that in just a minute. This is really interesting right here. They haven't really got this working very well yet, but I think eventually what's going to happen is once they figure it out, then you can basically do live events from your YouTube account. Now, why would I want to do this? Well, if I wanted to capture my classroom in real time, so people who are homesick, or if I'm having a celebration, if I'm teaching in elementary school and I'd like my parents to be able to take part in it, then I can use this. Obviously, we're not going to create a live event today, so I'm just going to keep right on going down the line here. So what we've done so far, let's review. We have turned off one of those things that gets us in trouble by basically eliminating any search history, any watch history that we might have. And we've told it now to pause search history as well. So not only have we turned off the ability of Google to make recommendations to us based upon the watching of videos that we've done, but we've now also turned off the ability for Google to make recommendations on any searches that we have done. So we pretty well have gone a long way here to blocking things. We've also gone in and we've turned on some really important features so that we can have longer videos. We've verified the account, and we've turned on the ability to do live events. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Now, under Community, just like we talked about excuse me, for our wiki spaces and we will continue to talk about in the other things that we create. One of the things that you want to do is to allow for published comments, because this is how your audience talks back to you, especially your kids. But I'm not going to allow all comments. I'm only going to allow highlights only. And so this is their way of me controlling what gets in there. Now I'll have to do this through that Gmail account that I set up. In other words, I'll have to go into my Gmail account and I'll look and I'll see the comments that are coming in. Messages. All messages, highlighted only. Same process. Subscribers, excuse me again. Subscribers, sure. We want to see that. This one, you can basically, if you feel like you need to, you can turn on your subtitles. Don't have to. It's kind of nice if you do. Community settings. Basically, we're going to set this up so that you can have comments and messages from channels with more than 500 subscribers. Do we want that? No. Because you don't want getting stuff bleeding over from other channels. Do we want comments and messages from highly engaged fans? Not really. But we can leave it, but we definitely want comments and messages from subscribers. Take out popular comments. In other words, those are trending comments. Who said what that everybody is looking at. I'm now going to go to channel. Did I forget to hit the save button? Oh, I did. I forgot two of the most important parts. Hold all comments for review. Hold all comments for review. You always want to make sure that you do that wherever there is ability for people to comment. Let's go back and make sure we've got all this. Go up here under comment. Well, I know. Sorry. I'll save it. Thank you. It's right over here. It's kind of off screen. Save. Alright, now we've got everything saved. Let's go back and double check ourselves again. Under comments, highlights only, messages, highlights only, subscribers, we certainly want them. And we certainly want to be able to do subtitles and closed captions. Under community settings, let's go back and make sure we see those. Allow comments and messages from these users. I can get really, really crazy with this. I think the safest way to do this is to come down here to where it says follow. Okay? Now, suppose someone uses your YouTube channel inappropriately, you can blacklist them right here. Comments and messages from highly engaged fans, comments and messages from subscribers. We're not going to turn on popular comments, and we're definitely not turning on comments and messages from channels with more than 500 subscribers. Comments on your new videos, hold all comments for review. Comments on your channel, hold all comments for review. And here's probably one of the most important things you can do. Down here where it says safety on, what it will do is you are now in YouTube's safety mode. It only contains, it will not show any inappropriate videos. And it only does that based upon its safe search. And anywhere where you use this YouTube channel, safe mode is turned on. Meaning, a kid can't use your YouTube channel to go find inappropriate stuff. Save. I just said I didn't leave data on something. Let me go back here and check. Nope, I did. I got everybody. So safety is on, language is English, country is worldwide. And I am kind of at a loss here as to what it says is missing. Okay, I found it. I forgot to click on save up here at the top. That was two different places. This is a save right here that basically puts all of this stuff saved. And then down here where we were just playing, where we turned on safety mode and all that, was another save. So it's two different saves. Sorry about that. Now, analytics. Oh my. So under analytics, you're basically, it's kind of not anything important going on right now because I don't have any subscribers or anybody who's viewed anything. And so as you can see, though, it just gives us some really interesting things to look at. So granted, there's no data. But look what it's doing. It's going to give you the number of views, the demographics, the playback locations, traffic sources, devices, audience retention. It just is an amazing amount of data that it can throw at you. One of the things that I would stress with your kids is to make sure that they subscribe to your channel once you get it put together. That would just be, to me, almost like here's your classroom materials list. This would be a part of that classroom materials list. We have a YouTube channel. It's called this. Please go to it. Subscribe. Simple as that. Under annotations, again, we don't have anything yet because we haven't made anything yet. So things are looking really, really good right now. All right, Mr. Analytics, you can go away now. Now, under Create, this is a new feature for YouTube, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not real happy with it. I really don't see its purpose. As you can see, if I go into Video Editor, it'll let me bring in a video that I can edit here. The editing, frankly, is a little clunky, and so I don't do it. But it is nice to see that Google is making an attempt to let us start working with content. And when we get into doing annotations, etc. on our YouTube videos, we will play in here a little bit. All right. Let me go back and show you where we are. We created a YouTube channel. We did that by creating a URL that is very specific to what the purpose of this YouTube channel is. This is not a personal URL. This is an URL that I use for my channel for educational purposes. We went in at one point and we were able to change the URL of our YouTube channel, the address of it, to exactly what we wanted to call it. And we can see that up here when we click on the drop down box next to where it says YouTube, and I click on my channel. It now recognizes what my channel is called, and let me show you that because it looks like it doesn't up there, but here we go. YouTube.com/user/swan EDAP 585. Here it is. Isn't that cool? So let's look at what we can do at this point. One of the things we can do now is we can create a channel art that can go here. And this is kind of fun because it allows you to put up an image that you want to use as your art. And you can get it from the gallery. So what you do is something that's listed here in one of these pictures. Feel free to use it. You can go to your photos, which as you can see, it takes you to Google Plus, or you can just go to upload a photo, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to select a photo from my computer. And I can drag it in here, or I can do this long way around the barn thing. So I'm going to go over here to my Dropbox account, which has 14 gazillion pictures in it. And I'm going to look for camera uploads. And if I turn it on correctly, I can actually see what my camera uploads are. Just by clicking on it. These are all pictures from England. Let's drop down. See if we can find something a little more. If I want to use a picture that has to do with my content, oh look, there's a dog. That is my version of Harry the Dirty Dog. I can go out and find one. So let's do that. So I'll go ahead and cancel this. Give myself a new tab. Come up here. And I'm going to search for something called instructional technology. And I'm going to do images. And oh my, there's all kinds of art that I can use. Now, one of the things you have to be careful about, of course, with all this, is you want to make sure that what you're going to use doesn't have any kind of copyright sitting on top of it. And I can do that just by following it all the way to its end. And as you can see, I can either look at where it is, or I can get the image info. And at some point it's going to say here under General whether this is copyrighted or not. Nope. As you can see, this website does not supply ownership information. What does that mean? It means it's not been copyrighted. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to download that image, save image as. I'm going to put it somewhere where I can find it. Instructional tech. I'm going to give it a name so it's easier to find. I'm going to throw it on my desktop. And I'll save it. Pop back over here. I'm going to select a photo from my computer. There it is. And I'm going to open it. As you can see, the problem is that it wants it to be a huge picture. So I'm going to have to do a little work on it. Now, on a Mac, it's very easy to do. On a PC, we want to open this in a program called Paint. And what we're going to do is just change the size. So let's look what it says. It wants it to be 2048 pixels wide and 1152 pixels tall. Well, I'm going to round that up to 21 and to 12. I'm going to drop back out of here, drop back out of here, and I'm going to find my picture, which is right there. And I've opened it up inside of something. On the Mac, it's called Preview. And I'm going to change that to pixels. Oh my, look how small that is. This could get interesting. So I'm going to make it 2200. And I'm going to make this 1200. I'm going to say OK. That looks a little pixelated. And I'm basically going to just save it. Kind of scary, but let's see how it looks. Okay, so now I'm going to select a photo from my computer. I'm going to go back and get my big monster file now. I'm going to open it. It basically says, your channel is going to look a little bit different on different stuff and so on. I go, okay, fine. And once I have all of that decided, and I also make sure I want to check auto enhance, I can adjust the crop. So in other words, so I can figure out what I really want it to show in here and where I want that center to be. So I'll move things around a little bit. I'll see if I can drag it up or drag it smaller. Now you notice I'm not getting the computer, so I'm going to kind of move it over a little bit and try to get technology and education in there along with a little bit of the computer. Now I'll go ahead and say select. You know what? Maybe I should look at it first. So let's do devices preview. That's not too bad. So I'll go select. And there it is. Not the best in the world. You can do better. I can also go up here and of course change my picture that I want to put in here. It says find a picture from your computer again. So I'm going to go to Dropbox and I'm going to go look for one of my pictures under Dad's stuff. Let's see. I think I actually have pictures that are named after me, so let's go down and find those. There's a good one. Love that one. There's another good one. There's another good one. Another good one. Whoops, well, he kind of got whacked there. So I'll go ahead and grab that guy. And I'm going to open it. And again, I get a chance to move it around. I don't want it to show too much of my sunglasses up there at the top. And I'll set that as my profile photo. Add a comment? No. I'll just go ahead and say public. Get it over with. So now it's got this nice little round over here, which is really nice. You see I'm kind of stuck now in Google Plus. So I'm going to click on all these little squares right here and it'll take me back out to the YouTube channel. And I'll go up here next to YouTube again, or I can just drop down and say my channel. And there we go. Okay? Now, did it take? See what it says? It may take a few minutes for it to come through. I wanted you to see that. Alright. That's it. So now we have a YouTube channel that is set up, and we are now ready to start putting things into it. And so what we'll talk about again is when we actually start creating things, and how do we put that into our channel so that it is safe. We've done an awful lot here to make things safe. And let's double check ourselves here. Under history, we've cleared all of our watch history, and then we have told it that we want it all to be paused right now. So it's not picking any of that up. When we go into our channel, what we can see is that our channel essentially has done the same thing. We no longer have to worry about Google going out there and looking over our shoulders, as it were, as to what we're doing. Which is, to me, one of the most important things that we can do. Let me drop in and show you where the steps are again. Because it's, frankly, I always have to kind of stop myself and think about what I'm doing here. Video Manager, My Channel, Video Manager. Again, search history. We've got it paused. It's waiting for us to resume it, but we're not going to. We've already cleaned it out. Under our community, we've locked down so many things. Messages. Everything here is set so that it has to run through your account before it gets out there. We turned our safety on to make sure that inappropriate content cannot be seen and or gotten to. One of the most important things we did, and I cannot stress this enough to you, is that we went in, we verified our account, we've turned on the ability to do longer videos, we've turned on the ability for custom thumbnails, so in case you want to start having a very specific look to what your videos look like. We have turned on the ability to have unlisted and private videos. Now let me help you understand this a little bit more. The power of this is simple. What we've done is we're telling it that every time we upload a video, right now we've got it set to public. If we switch this to unlisted, what happens then is you have to know the exact name of the URL for your channel. Before you can get to it. In other words, I can't sit down on YouTube and search for the name of your channel. We do that when we upload the videos, and we'll show you that you can actually set this so that we'll do it every time you upload. So right now we're set to public, which means anybody can see it. But when we get into it, when we start actually creating and putting videos up there, if you want, you can make it unlisted. And by that I mean, the only way somebody can get to it is they have to know the URL. Now you understand why it's very important to build that custom URL. Okay? So, I will see you tomorrow. Sorry for the shortness of this. It's been a full weekend. I hope you are ready now to get out there and build a YouTube channel. and we will go over this Monday night. But if you have the time, sit down and get this built. You'll be ahead of the game. Talk to you again